Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira vānaprastha Yamunatira vānaprastha Dhira Damodara Swami Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Yamunatira Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Guru Jai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Gora, Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Parivrajagacharya, Astuttarasata Sri Srimad. Divine Grace ISKCON, founder, chair, Jagari Guru, Sri Bhakti Dhira Swami, Sarva-bhūteṣv ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Parivrajagacharya, Astuttarasata Sri Srimad. Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Anandagari Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Gauravan ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mathura Dham ki jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Jamuna Maya ki jai. Ganges Maya ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Itai Gaura Premanand. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glory to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga. Om Vishnu Hare Krishna Vishnu Buddha. Srimati Varjita Shana Vishnu Krishna. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Naruttamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtapai Savadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavarti Nastiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Jnanatirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurullitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yuddhapadikamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamcha Sri Rupam Sagadatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhana Vitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopisa Gopika Kanta Hadakanta Namastute Taptakantana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visavan Sritadhi Panamami Hari Priya Vanchakal Tarudascha Vipasindhyayevacha Patitana Vaishnava Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Grantaraj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, Explanation of Devotional Service. Text 25. Arcādāv arcayet tāvad īśvaraṁ sva-karma-kṛt yāvan veda sva-hṛdi sarva-bhūteṣv avasthitam arcādāv arcayet tāvad īśvaraṁ sva-karma-kṛt yāvan veda sva-hṛdi sarva-bhūteṣv avasthitam arcādāv arcayet tāvad īśvaraṁ sva-karma-kṛt yāvan veda sva-hṛdi sarva-bhūteṣv avasthitam
arcādāv arcayet tāvad īśvaraṁ sva-karma-kṛt yāvan veda sva-hṛdi sarva-bhūteṣv avasthitam arcādāv arcayet tāvad īśvaraṁ sva-karma-kṛt yāvan veda sva-hṛdi sarva-bhūteṣv avasthitam arcādāv arcayet tāvad īśvaraṁ
Matajis. arcādāv, beginning with worship of the Deity. Arcayet, one should worship. Tāvad, so long. Īśvaraṁ, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mam, me, swa, his own, karma, prescribed duties, kṛt, performing, yāvan, as long as, not, veda, he realizes, sva-hṛdi, in his own heart, sarva-bhūteṣv, in all living entities, avasthitam, situated. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, ISKCON founder Chair Jagaguru Sri Bhakti Dhira Swami Prabhupada. Performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the Deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the hearts of other living entities as well. Please repeat. Performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the Deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the heart of the other living entities as well. You need translation. You need translation. Purports. Worship of the Deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is prescribed herewith. Even for persons who are simply discharging their prescribed duties. There are prescribed duties for the different social classes of men. The brāhmaṇas, the vaiśyas, the kṣatriyas, and the śūdras, and for the different āśramas, brahmacarya, gṛhastha, vānaprastha, and sannyāsa. One should worship the deity of the Lord until one appreciates the presence of the Lord in every living entity. In other words, one should not be satisfied simply by discharging his duties properly. He must realize his relationship and the relationship of all other living entities with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If he does not understand this, then even though he discharges his prescribed duties properly, he is to be understood that he is simply laboring without profit. The word sva-karma-kṛt in this verse is very significant. Sva-karma-kṛt is one who engages in discharging his prescribed duties. It is not that one who has become a devotee of the Lord or who engages in devotional service will give up his prescribed duties. No one should be lazy under the plea of devotional service. One has to execute devotional service according to his prescribed duties. Sva-karma-kṛt means that one should discharge the duties prescribed for him without neglect. That's the end of Srila Prabhupada's purport to text 25 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, entitled Explanation of Devotional Service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Deity worship. It's for everyone. Because by worshiping the deities, we will get purified. The pure devotees who are already self-realized, who have realized the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they don't have to worship deities because the Lord is already established in the heart. So here Kapil Muni said, until one come to realize who we are, means what? Now we are seeing ourselves in relationship with the Supreme Self. And not only that, we are also seeing other living entities of the same nature. At that point, no need for deity worship. But before then, it is compulsory to worship deities. Worshipping deity means what? That there is someone supreme, there is someone above me that I should show my respect to. And that person, that personality must be a person, cannot be void, cannot be zero, must be a person. It's a form. Personalism. When Lord Krishna and Dwarka went to visit Maharaj Bahulaswa, he was very happy and he appreciated Krishna's visit. Not only that he appreciated Krishna's visit, Krishna had come with all the sages around the whole world, all the sages together. Krishna came with all of them to visit him. And seeing Lord Krishna and seeing the sages around him, he was very happy. He appreciated Krishna coming to visit him with all the sages. But in particular, he said, if you had not come, that we can see you directly as a person, it will be difficult to understand that you are a person that can be seen. Now you have confirmed the statement of the Vedas that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has a form, it's a person that can be seen. That statement is today confirmed by your presence, by your advent. Then the second point in this verse is sva-karma-kṛt, prescribed duties for all vānaprastha and āśramas. Brahmana has prescribed duties as 6. Not only to do deity worship. There are 6 qualities, prescribed duties for Brahmana. He should study the scriptures very carefully. He should worship the deities very carefully. He should teach the scripture to others very carefully, and others. That's a Brahmana. That's his prescribed duty. And he has to do this. Kṣatriyas has 4. Spirituality, religiosity, fighting to give protection to the citizens. In addition to this, he is determined and always joyful. It's a Kṣatriya. Not only fighting. Fighting is the last option. So a Kṣatriya also has to go to school to be trained. Krishna and Balaram, the Kṣatriya, they went to a school. The Kṣatriya, they went to school to be trained. Why training? A Kṣatriya has to be religious. He has to also be spiritual. If he doesn't know about Krishna, what is the importance of leadership? He must know something about Krishna. He must know the goal of life. Therefore, we have Raja Rishis, because they know the scripture and they knows their duty. They are religious because they have to lead people properly. Vaiśyas also have their own prescribed duties. Protecting the cows, farming, agriculture, trade, banking. And money laundering. That's a Vaishya. The Shudra has only one duty, prescribed duty, serving others. Here it is recommended that everyone must perform his prescribed duty. Everyone. And Purport specifically said, devotees should not be lazy under the plea of devotional service. One has to execute devotional service according to his prescribed duties. Sva-karma-kṛt means that one should discharge the duties prescribed for him without neglect. All right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Comments? Questions? What is our prescribed duties as devotees? What is our prescribed duty? What are we supposed to do as devotees? Our prescribed duty is given by our leaders. Our leaders should tell us what is our prescribed duty. The service which we have been given to do, that is our prescribed duty. We should do it without fail. We are connected to the spiritual master, to Krishna, through our prescribed duty. The services which we do are given to us. Either it is given directly by the spiritual master or is given directly by the temple management. That's a prescribed duty. It should be done. Right?
What you spoke, this is spoke. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is a person.
Yes.
The personality. It is also mentioned in other scriptures that it is clearly that God is a person. So at the same time, other traditions, they clearly avoid. They don't accept it. At the same time, they claim to be very religious. So what means the consequences?
What are the consequences of one not accepting Krishna as a person? What are the consequences? They are offenders. What are the consequences of being on the offensive? The suffering. It's only suffering. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one day he was just speaking, I will kill him, I will destroy him. The devotee was shocked to hear Chaitanya was speaking like this. He have never said that before. I will kill. Chaitanya was talking about killing. I will destroy him. So the devotees were wondering, who's that? Sri Chaitanya would say, that man cutting my body into pieces. That's the Prakashananda Saraswati. Chaitanya is shouting. He's shouting at him. I will destroy him. How can he say that I have no body, I have no form, I have no senses? They are offenders, destined for punishment. They are not accepting Krishna as the Supreme Person is their foolishness. That is their ignorance. Even in the Bhagavatam, you will hear word arupam. So they read that arupam. See, arupa, no form. Arupam does not mean no form. It means no material form. Krishna has no material form, but because they have no proper understanding, they don't have the mercy of a pure devotee to understand. They misinterpret it that arupa means Krishna has no form. If Krishna has no form, everything has origin. Everything has origin. Who is the origin of form? Form originates from who? From where? Everything has origin. The form came from where? From who? From formless? Formless become form? That is dangerous philosophy. Krishna has a form, that is why we also have a form. Even in the Bible it is mentioned, we are created by the image of God. Because God has form, that is how we have form. This is Bible speaking like this. What of the Veda? Who is superior to that?
So what is the commentary when it is mentioned that God has created man in his own image? So what is the commentary, the purport in the Bible?
The purport is that God has a form. That is why we also have forms. Without the form, you cannot have another form. Everything comes from somewhere. Everything has an origin. That is the idea that the personality of Godhead originated all the forms, all the persons we see in this world, and we don't see in this world. So it has form. Even if you look at science, there is nothing like formlessness. Anything which occupies space, what is that? And matter is what? Form. Sound occupies space, is it not? So sound has form. Light occupies space, means what? It has form. Everything has form, is personified. Even ordinary people who have no knowledge of the scripture, but because of Vedic culture, which is beautiful, they said the night has eyes. Night has eyes. Night has ear. What does that mean? Night, there's a personality called night. There's a personality called day. They are all persons. And the Krishna himself said, my eyes are everywhere. If Krishna's eye is not everywhere, then it will mean that there are things we can do and go scot-free. But do we have that? There's something anyone can do, anywhere, anytime, and no one sees you. That's ignorance. To say that no one knows what I'm thinking. Nobody knows what I'm doing. Nobody sees me. That is ignorance. That does not exist. Have you noticed? In your mind, you have taken a vow in the mind. Without speaking, but in the mind you have decided, I'm going to do this vow, and you didn't succeed in doing it. Huh? Have you noticed that? Why? Nobody heard what you have said, what you are thinking in mind. But why did you have a challenge that you couldn't do it? What's the reason for that? So many persons have had you. And the persons who have had you does not have your physical form, which you can see with our material eyes. They have had you. All the demigods have had the vow you have taken in your mind. Therefore, they will challenge you. So there is nothing like formlessness. So Krishna came as a person to show, see who I am, see me. So it is ignorance. Only ignorance. For anyone to think that there is no form. Arupa means no form. Everything is formless. That is not the meaning. When Krishna spoke, what is Krishna saying? What does it mean? This is what Krishna said. As they surrender to me, I will reward what? Accordingly. Means what? So you want to forget me, I'll give you forgetfulness. You don't want to see me, I'll give you a verse that will support you to make you feel that, yes. Arupam, oh great. See, Arupam. Krishna said, no form. That is what we want. Krishna will give that. As a surrender, I take care. Everyone follows my path in all respect. Everyone follows me. Formless people, yes, they have chance. They have philosophy. And they have all the verses to support them like that. Personalism, yes, there are so many verses to show that God has form. As we want, He will give us. Have you seen one day, there's no money in your pocket. Right? There's no money in your pocket. And by chance, see, just by chance, If everything happened by chance, why do they cook? Why? You should wait by chance. The food will appear by chance. They are preaching by chance philosophy and they are making so much research. What is that? Why research? Research means what? I don't wait by chance, you get what you want. And billions are spent to discover chance. Chance is producing everything. Why spend so much money for chance? When chance is already producing everything. The offenders. That is one thing. Look at it this way. All of us here, we have form, is that right? And we are gratifying the senses because we have form. So if I tell you, Prabhu, we are conditioned, because of conditioned life, we have senses, we can gratify the senses. When you attain perfection, you have no senses. That means you will not eat. Will agree to be perfect, to attain that perfection? When you be nothing to enjoy, nothing. At the conditioned stage, we have so many things. Gulab jams. When you become perfect, want to be pure like that? No. Biryani. Biryani. No, finish. At a condition level, it is there, but when it becomes perfect, no, it's not there. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? So which one is better? At this condition stage or liberated stage? Which one is better? When I have my senses, I can gratify it, feel very nice. And when I have no senses, nothing to identify with, nothing, become nothing. It's not fearful. It's not fearful to think that it becomes zero. That's dangerous philosophy. So Krishna appears, deity, beautiful, Shyama Sundara, to destroy that fear, to destroy that ignorance. You can see him, yes. It's not beautiful to see Krishna Balaram. Is it not sweet? If someone tells you that I should give up this one and become nothing, you like that? Become nothing. It's ignorance. I would prefer to keep my Krishna Balaram and remain like this than to become something else, zero, or become nothing. So there is personality of Godhead, and from his personality, we are also persons, because we are created in his image. We are made of his image. That means Krishna look like us. We are looking like Krishna. The difference our acharyas explain is quality. That's the difference, the quality. Everything looks the same, but the quality makes the difference. So we should perform our prescribed duty, because by performing our prescribed duty we get pure. With the purity we can see ourselves, we can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we can see other living entities as persons who are eternally going to be persons. Never was there a time when I never existed, Krishna. Nah, from you, Arjuna. All the kings here, we are eternally, past, present, and future. We are going to be. We remain eternal. It remains like this eternally. All. That is Mayavadi challenge. Krishna punch their face. Give up this nonsense philosophy and accept the reality. All right?
In the verse it's mentioned about realization of Krishna in one's own house. So what are the experiences of those who realize Krishna in their own house?
You should do it. You should do it before you know what it is. You should do it. Then you understand exactly what does it mean to be a self-realized person. Self-realized. What does it mean to be self-realized, to be seeing Krishna every day? What does it mean to see Krishna and see all other living entities, not the body, different body, but they see the pure soul, the pure transcendental soul that is fully blissful. How does it feel? You can understand that when you remember the day that you were very, very happy yourself. The day you are very, very happy, everything makes sense to you. How do you feel that day? You're on top of the world, right? When you multiply that into thousands, that's the beginning. That's the beginning. They can experience what it means. Imagine a situation when there's no time that you have, oh, my body is tired. No time like that. Can you imagine such a life that there's no time for eternity? You're not going to feel, oh, I'm tired today, or I attended wedding for 2 days and I'm exhausted. That would never happen. You are always active. Cheta. Cheta means what? Conscious, eternally conscious. Nitya Cheta. Eternally conscious. No dullness. Can you imagine that experience? You're happy unlimitedly. Please go there. Then you can know what it is. At least you should hear about it so that we can know exactly, oh, there is something I'm expecting. There is something. So we can work towards it. So we don't waste our time not practicing our prescribed duties. Our prescribed duties should be performed, and by the performance of prescribed duty we become purified. Along with prescribed duties, there are rules and regulations. The rules and the regulations are very important. Because rules and regulations will help us to we get purified. And when we get purified, we get to our destination on time. For example, if you don't follow a traffic rule, what will happen? If you don't follow a traffic rule, you are free, no regulations, you can drive as you like on the road. What will happen? You have accident, like I said, right? You have accident. And not only you are going to suffer for that. When you have accident, other people are going to be affected. Either you knock somebody down, or your own car, or you have people in the car there. Or you have someone's car. Also, how many people there? Everybody will suffer for that. But what happens when you keep to the traffic regulations? You are safe, you get to a destination on time, and you are happy. Right?
In the verse you discussed yesterday, it was said that those who worship the deities but don't see the presence of Krishna in other living entities, they are ignorant. And in this verse, it is being said that the result of worshipping the deity is that one will be able to see Krishna in the presence of Krishna present in the hearts of others. So the result is being expected to go parallelly with the process of worshipping the deity in the verse previous to this. How is it possible?
Very good. Many people can worship the deity just as a ritual. They won't attain the goal. The purpose of worshiping is not just to worship, not just to do our prescribed duty. And here, a proper mention somewhere in the purport here. Why our prescribed duty? Why is prescribed duty important? We should do it in such a way that we get purified. And that purification will help us to realize the self, realize the Supreme Lord, and also realize that the soul, a part of Krishna, is in all these bodies. That is the result of doing a prescribed duty. But not everyone will get there. Some will get stuck on just the rituals alone. And Prabhupada said that is labor. It is punishment. Because there is no result. Yesterday we did mention that there is a need for us to make advancement, because if you don't make advancement, we are going to become envious of those who make advancement. Why we are doing the same thing like the person who is making advancement and we are not making advancement? Why? It's the same thing we are doing. Why? Because we are simply doing the ritual without understanding the essence, the goal. Therefore, the result is not achieved. The only thing is the suffering which we get, or the time we have wasted for nothing. And because we have wasted time for nothing, we get frustrated. Depression means we are not moving forward. We are stagnant. Depression. If you are moving forward, not be depressed. You'll be joyful. You'll be, because you are moving, you are getting the result of what you are doing. You'll be joyful. It's like you are trading, or you are selling. You have sold all the goods, you have money. Be happy. If you have sold all your goods, there's no money, you'll not be happy. You have executed a contract, you finish doing everything, you are paid, but no money. The frustration. Therefore, we have to do our prescribed duty in such a way that the result of performing that duty is attained, realizing Krishna. See the deity. You should see that Krishna in ourselves, and see Krishna in all other living entities. That is the result. and we'll be happy because we have attained the results. So we don't get stuck in just doing the previous verse. Just get it. This is the advanced stage of the previous verse, or the result of the previous verse. Nice.
In the context of what you're saying, you spoke about being void, non-existence. How does it correlate with death, dying? How does it correlate? Because if people are speaking about there's a point where you're going to get to in your life where the senses are no longer active, nothing is active. So how does is it not like relating to death?
They have no relation. No relation. Death means what? The senses are not working. What senses are not working? The five senses are not working. The remaining three senses are working. Mind, intelligence, and force, they are working. Because this is the component of the subtle body. The subtle body will take the soul from this body to the next body. It's working. So if the gross senses are not working, it doesn't mean the subtle senses are not working. The subtle senses are working. So that means what? A change of body, not end of the soul. It's a change. Someone leave this room and enter the other room. That's what it means. What takes the person from this room to that room? Is dead? If it is dead, it cannot function. The dead one is the material body, the physical body is lying down, it's dead. But the subtle body is active. Therefore, you can transfer the soul from this body to the next body. So it's active, so it's not dead. When this knowledge is known, you'll be free. Be free. We're simply afraid of death because we don't know what it means. And because we are also sinful, then we are afraid. Pure souls are not afraid. Because they can see, not just that it's just a theory. Now they have realized the self, the Supreme Lord in the heart. They have seen. Some years ago I met his Divine Grace, I think it's Bhakti Pramod Maharaj, Bhakti Pramod. He's a Papa's god brother. I met him once in Vrindavan. We were visiting temples and we happened to see him. He was giving lecture. Your branch there, just here. We sat down there to hear and he was speaking. And he was speaking that he has. He said, at this stage where I am now, I am free from fear. I'm not afraid of death because I can see the super soul. It's free. We don't see, so we are afraid that we're going to change. It's fearful. Why death fearful? Because we have not realized. We are not seeing the Supreme. So what is dead is the gross body. Not the soul and not the subtle body. All right?
You mentioned that Deity was for everyone. Once you mentioned that Pujari is not speaking to him, then he is idol worship. And you also mentioned that we have to get that connection with the Deity form so that it can relate to us, can speak to us. What was the ways of getting that connection so that the Lord can reciprocate?
We are worshipping the deities. Deities should communicate with us. We should communicate with the deities. we should realize that the Lord is a person. This verse is speaking. This verse today is speaking. We follow our prescribed duties to realize, worship the deities who can see the Lord in our heart, our own individual heart. In other words, Bhakti is not just a theoretical theory or principle, don't do this, don't do this. No, these principles should help us to realize the Supreme, to see the Lord directly in the heart. And we should see other living entities also. That is a result of practicing Krishna consciousness. So what is the practical way to follow that will be able to communicate with the deities, right? That's a question. How can we do that in practice? Some months ago, I was hearing from His Holiness Bhakti Swami, and I was very happy when he said this. I was very happy. I said, "Yeah, I was not speculating." Oh, it's not speculation, but many people don't realize. So he said, one day Srila Prabhupada asked a Pujari, "How are the deities?" The Pujari was shocked. "How are the deities?" And Prabhupada asked him, "How are the deities?" The Pujari was shocked because he never thought of that. How are the deities? How are Krishna Balaram? Huh? They're very nice. Did you ask them? Eh? They told you? You should ask them. Ask them, Krishna Balaram, how are you doing? Do you like the dressing? Huh? They should dictate for you. In Brazil, one day I told devotees, today Krishna didn't like the way I dressed him. Krishna is not happy. He didn't like what he was detecting. I didn't understand it, so I didn't do the way he liked. He's not happy. I was telling devotees. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Not just sentiment. It is not. Krishna is a person. Has all the feelings, all the rasas that are going on. We should know, and we should experience it. So Srila Prabhupada is asking the Pujari how the deities, and he was shocked to hear that. How the deities? And the Prabhupada said, "You should know." You should know. You should know how the deities feel. I was happy. I said, yeah, I'm correct. We should know how the deities are feeling, because they're not idols, they're not stone, marble, they are persons. They detect how they should be dressed. They show, they should tell, and they're telling. If you don't hear, that's our problem. And that is what I say. Such people are not pujaris. If you're a pujari, you should hear this. You should get. So, what is the process of coming to that level? What is the process? It begins from writing your deity's letter. Spiritual connection. So write your deity's letter. Write them a letter. Tell them how you feel. Tell them. Thank them for what they have been doing. Do this regularly. Beg for forgiveness. Talk to them directly. When you are talking to them, you are writing to them, you are praying to them, they will respond. They hear because they are persons. They hear. And this is a grateful servant who is serving nicely. He's talking, he's begging, appreciating, he's requesting, let us help. If you do this regularly, you will see the reciprocation. You see how the deity will reciprocate. This will work if you are convinced that I'm talking to a person. I'm talking to a person and they're going to respond. One day, I was writing a letter to Lonsinghadev and kṣatriyas. I was writing a letter to him. So a devotee came and saw me writing. He was laughing. And he asked me, so Nrsimhadev, you're going to reply you? I didn't answer him. Why I didn't answer him is, this is a fool. It doesn't understand. It doesn't understand what we are doing. It doesn't know what we are doing. It doesn't understand. One day I was, this is my management, the temple management time. My Guruji wrote me a letter. He was in America and he wrote a letter to me in Nigeria, and he told me, there are 3 devotees in our temple, transfer them. Send them away, because they have made your deities to live. What we are worshipping now is idol, because the deities are not there. And I know the 3 devotees. I know the 3 devotees. Immediately, I called the 3 devotees and asked them to go to a different place. That very night, I saw the Radha Shamasundara were descending from the sky. I saw directly they come from the sky, they were coming and coming and coming and coming and enter into the building to the altar. That is a story. So before then, he told me that all these days, the deities are not there. And I saw that the deities came back when those 3 devotees left. The deities came back. That's a story. We are not talking about something that 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago. That 500 years. Okay. This is just few years. Just few years ago. Just few years. So we are dealing with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When I told one devotee, do you know that you are standing before a person who knows everything about you? And then one day I told one devotee, I was doing my daily worship and he came. I didn't look at him. I just spoke to him to my back. I said, Prabhu, my deities are calling your name to me. As you enter here, they have called their name to me 3 times. Better check yourself. He obeisance and left. Not quite long, he has problem. But I told him, I didn't keep quiet. I told him, my deities are calling your name. There is something wrong. He silently bowed down and left me. So, in Vrindavan, I told devotees, see, all of you coming here, when I'm doing my deity worship, you should be careful with what you are thinking. Because what you are thinking, when you are here, what I mean, if you are thinking, you should understand what is happening. Don't see this is ordinary. Don't see this is ordinary. It's not ordinary. This Radha Shamasundara here, this is my own kunja. This is my kunja. And all of you are the, what? How do you call it? Huh? Associate in a better way. Manjaris and Sakis and Kinkaris and Sakas. So all of you here, you are arranging flower, garland, prasadam, everything you are doing here, you are worshiping properly. Be careful with what is going on in your mind, because here it will show. As you are here, it will show. It's not ordinary. Deity is person. One day, here, it was here. I was doing my deity worship there, and so many devotees were all behind me, and all the nonsense thing the person was talking, it was coming to me. All the nonsense thing was coming. And even though without looking there, I know the person who has that nonsense thing that is coming. He's talking in the mind, but I can get the message. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.